Life is expensive. Come to Cash Converters.
Welcome back. You tuned into your favorite feel-good breakfast show, Espresso, right here on SABC3. Now, I always remember that the beginning of a new sports season was so exciting, but all too often it went along with wanting to have new sports equipment. Now, had I been a little clever boy as a youngster in primary school, I would have just known that I could have asked my mom to go to a place like Cash Converters where she could have gotten second-hand equipment for me, which would have been just as good and helped my development. So today, we want to take a look at what Ewan got up to when he went to Cash Converters, to take a look at exactly how you can be cash clever with your sports equipment.
Sports equipment, uniforms, team fees and travel costs. Who would have thought it could be so expensive for your kid to play a team sport? Ewan found ways to save money with Cash Converters.
Now, as a parent, you really want to take care of your kids' needs, especially when it comes to their sporting activities and equipment. But because kids grow so fast, it can turn out to be a very expensive exercise. So today I'm here at the Durbanville Primary to meet up with the sports manager, Francois Roux, to talk kids sports in general and also all the equipment that they might need and hopefully find a solution to this little expensive issue.
The good news is that there are ways to be cash clever and recycle and reuse sports gear for your kids. Francois Roux coaches primary school learners and shares his top tips.
Hoe oud is kinders normaalweg wanneer hulle begin sport speel?
Hulle begin nou al op 'n vroeër ouderdom, 6-jarige, net voordat hulle skool toe gaan, begin hulle al sport te beoefen.
Nou, van 'n afrigter se oogpunt, hoe begin 'n mens 'n jong kind afrig? Want jy kan hulle sekerlik tog nie in 'n volkontak sport insit en verwag dat hulle moet presteer nie.
Ja, kinders doen maar 'n wye verskeidenheid van sporte nou op hierdie vroeë ouderdom en ons doen dit maar met speletjies sodat hulle die vaardighede op 'n speelwyse kan aanleer.
So wat is die gewildste sportsoorte waaraan kinders deesdae deelneem?
Baie kinders neem deel aan atletiek want dit is massa deelname by elke skool word dit maar beoefen en dan rugby, hockey, netbal, dis maar die sokker, is maar die gewildste sporte.
Nou kinders groei ongelooflik vinnig. Hoeveel keer of hoe gereeld moet hulle toerusting verander?
Aan hierdie ouderdomsvlak waarvan ons nou praat, onder 10 tot 13, het ons 2 verskillende beenskudde wat die kinders gebruik. So hulle moet elke 2 jaar nuwe groottes kry.
Nou as ons kyk na cricket-toerusting, wat benodig die kinders alles?
Al jy het beenskudde nodig, handskoene, 'n kopskerm, natuurlik 'n kol wat die duurste is. En as jy dit alles bymekaar tel, werk dit vir jou maklik tussen 500 en 1500 rand uit.
Nou Frans, ons is op soek na 'n goedkoper oplossing. Toe het ons gedink miskien kan Cash Converters ons uithelp. Wat dink jy?
Ja nee, dit is doodreg want ek dink kinders kan hulle eerste stel aankoop en dan wanneer dit te klein is kan hulle dit gaan verkoop aan Cash Converters en dan kyk vir grootes wat hulle weer kan aankoop by hulle.
The duo headed over to Cash Converters. There are more than 50 stores countrywide. When selling last season's sports equipment, all you need to bring with you is your ID book or driver's license.
What are some of the most popular things that people bring in?
The range is so vast. It's anything from bicycles to hockey to soccer to boxing to baseball. You name it, it is brought in on a regular basis to us. You can walk into any one of the Cash Converter stores and they will have a range of sporting equipment that is in good condition at really, really good prices. That's the beauty of the Cash Converter transaction.
Now Martin, do you see people coming in here buying something and then coming back after a couple of months or even a year, selling it back to you guys and getting something different?
Absolutely. We had a couple that came in fact, in December, and he came and rigged his whole family out with wetsuits and boogie boards. He went and used them for 2 weeks, and it was quite amusing because he came back, before he went back to the Transvaal, and actually brought it all back to us, and he was very, very happy with his transaction. Everything that is brought in across our counters at Cash Converters is checked properly before it is actually put on back onto the retail store. So everything has been checked, everything is in a good condition, and everything is very, very sellable at really reasonable prices.
And it just goes to show that you can be cash clever, recycle and reuse, even when it comes down to that perfect pair of cricket pads for your little boy or little girl.
Have a great sporting season. And if your child grows tired of their sports or wants to start a new one, Cash Converters is the place to go.
And that's basically how easy it is to be cash clever with Cash Converters. With me this morning, I have Bruce van der Meulen from Cash Converters to talk about exactly what they can do for you in terms of the new sporting season and what you can get for your kids there. Now, Bruce, we were speaking earlier on about how sport played a very important role in both our lives. For instance, when I found my way at a Model C school, I could start up cricket. I could start up things like hockey, and it helped me become friendly with people, get friends, kind of become popular because I was actually good at some of the sports that I played. But how did it play a role in your life?
I've been into sport while I was at school playing hockey. I started out with rugby. I got beaten up, hated that, so I took
Sorry, Bruce. Sorry.
took up hockey. At least you had a weapon.
Kids, hockey sticks are not weapons, okay?
Over the years, my kids themselves have played various sports, and I've seen how You buy the equipment, you think you're buying equipment for a Federer, and your son six months later never plays tennis again, and you move on from that sport, you're into hockey and you're into whatever sport is available, and you're continuously re-kitting them in that process.
Now, I know there's that part of the side of sport where, let's say, you're buying the equipment and whatnot, but I mean, for a child, it's an important part of development. It's the way that they learn to socialize and how to deal with problems. I mean, for example, when you're dealing with team sports, you get to learn how to make decisions in groups. Like
Absolutely.
That. So very, very important for kids to be able to play sport.
Very important part of the growing up cycle, indeed.
But unfortunately, like we said, I mean, you look at something like this. I encouraged my little sister, for instance, when she was in the later part of her primary school years, to start playing hockey. And then I went around with her shopping for a hockey stick, thinking it was way back in the day, because I bought my first hockey stick for like 180 Rand.
Yes.
And they were very, very expensive.
If you're looking at those composite ones, you can get anywhere up to 600-700 Rand for a composite hockey stick. Now, if your kid is looking for a hockey stick, you can either go to the traditional retailers and spend that money, or you could walk into a Cash Converters and you'd pick up a hockey stick that's played 1 season, maybe 2 seasons, and you pick it up for way less than that.
And the thing is, these are still in very good quality and working condition.
It's a Graze. A Graze hockey stick is one of the best. It remains a Graze hockey stick, no matter how many times it's been played.
Exactly.
It's still the same equipment.
Yeah. What I like, of course, is the variety that you guys have, because not only do you guys have hockey sticks and whatnot, but look at this. If you have a bit of a Tiger Woods in the family, and you think your son or your daughter could be the next Tiger Woods, you could even go and actually get golf clubs. I didn't know this.
Yeah, we have everything from the old traditional...
How's it, guys? Hey, dude.
Good morning, good morning.
Coffee for you guys.
Ah, excellent, thank you.
Lovely. Sorry, I just heard you interrupting, you know, and you guys were talking about the diversity that, you know, available at Cash Converters. And I had to jump in here and think, you know what, when I was visiting Cash Converters, they're looking at the sporting equipment. I didn't only see sporting equipment. There were so many things. Now, I'm a big fisherman, and I had no idea that you can get the... Do you know what these things cost new? Do you know?
No,
They range anything from between 1,000 and 5,000 Rand.
Whoa!
Yeah.
All right.
These things.
Because I was about to say, I catch my fish at Pick and Pay nice and fresh. That's how fresh my fish is.
If you stick with me, you'll survive, you know.
But tell me this, Bruce. So when it comes to kind of looking at the quality of the equipment, when somebody comes in to trade in their equipment, what do you go through? What do you look at to make sure that the stuff is good and in good working condition?
As you can see, I mean, sporting equipment is designed to be used.
Yeah.
No matter how many times you hit a baseball bat is going to remain a baseball bat. So as long as it hasn't been broken, we're interested in buying it. And it doesn't matter whether it's a squash racket or cycling helmet. After the August, obviously, we've had a lot of cycling helmets coming in. There's some people who probably never going to ride a bike again.
Exactly. But I must also say the equipment that I did see was of a good quality as well, which was, you know, I was impressed by that. It really was.
Most definitely. Well, Bruce, thank you very much, and thank you for teaching us to be cash clever and cashing our stash, as they say. Now, of course, kids, so do make a turn at Cash Converters with your parents. You know, have a look. Take a look at what's around there. You know, you might find something that interests you a lot. Like, I like these pads, you know? They might be old school, but they definitely do the work very, very well. Still lots more to come on Expresso. Stay with us.
Is this your garage? Is your life a little too cluttered? Could you do with some extra cash? Well, Expresso have teamed up with Cash Converters, and we're here to help. Declutter your home and cash that stash. All you have to do is email your name and contact information along with a photo of your clutter to cashconverters@expressoshow.com.
Life is expensive. Come to Cash Converters.
Stay with Expresso and SABC3.